Oh, no, no, no.
The enemy holds 2 objectives.
Oh, you ain't gonna win that fight, man.
Loading.
Oh. Ooh. I thought I didn't hear you. Oh, it's my teammate.
Moving to my mark. Securing objective Bravo. Standing by.
Yo, these guys are getting faked out.
Copy. UAV is on
Where's
station.
he at? The guy over there. No, no, no. I need to read them. Got him. There we go. Another 5 kill streak right here. Can you finish strong? Oh, that's my teammate. What are you doing? So today, guys, we're going to be talking about something I've been really thinking about a lot since I played this new third-person mode in Modern Warfare 2. Now, if you guys have watched any of my videos I've made on this game, and if you guys know the history that I have with a certain franchise called Socom, you'll know why I am so hyped with this game and why this game brings back a lot of memories from my childhood. One of my first multiplayer game experiences, Socom, right? So let's actually take it back a little bit and show you some gameplay from that for a lot of you guys who might not remember what Socom was. So the original Socom came out in 2002. Now, most of you guys probably know Socom Confrontation, which came out in 2008. And then the rest of you guys who are a little bit younger, maybe you guys even heard of Socom 4, which came out in 2011, which honestly was probably one of the worst Socoms ever to come out. Now, Socom as a franchise was one of the first multiplayer games out there for console. If you guys remember, Socom actually had some of the craziest commercials. I remember watching these as a little kid, telling my mom, hey, Ma, I really want this game. And hey, let's take a look at these.
Come on, guys, this is our chance.
Are you gonna flank him out?
All right, man, let's take him out.
Copy that.
I got your back. Here we go, here we go.
Reach, go!
I got 2 at 9 o'clock, 2 at 12.
Taking major fire.
Where's it coming from?
It's an ambush, man.
Back up, back up.
No, I can't see anything!
I'm hit.
I'm out too.
Ah, I'm down.
Who are these guys?
Like shooting fish in a bucket.
Socom, U.S. Navy SEALs, now playing online, rated M for mature.
And I remember when my mom did buy me Socom, it was the first experience I got to any type of online shooter, right? It actually came with a little headset in the box, so you didn't have to go out and buy a headset separately. You literally just put the headset on and you could talk to your friends online and you could talk to other people online while playing this game. And what I really loved about Socom is how they had the push-to-talk feature where everybody couldn't just talk at once, right? It was, you would hold down the push-to-talk, you would hold the mic, you could talk, then when you released it, somebody else could talk. It was always a really cool experience, right? It wasn't just everybody just spamming, it was a little bit more tactical. But since this was my first online multiplayer experience, I became a big fan of third-person shooters online versus first person. Like a lot of people's first experience was Halo or Call of Duty. And while those games were popular, Socom really was what got me into online gaming. And I still remember staying up late on non-school nights on the weekend till 2, 3 in the morning playing with my friends and even having clan battles with this, because if you guys don't remember, before game battles, there was a thing called Socom battles. Socom battles was the original, the OG, and I remember playing in some of the most craziest clan battles on there. I was also in some of the top clans back in the day, and I will tell you that that's really what got me into competitive third-person shooters. And Socom slowly fell off, especially with Socom 4 dropping. It just didn't have that same thing, and you can't blame people. There was a game that a lot of you guys know, Call of Duty, which became one of the top competitive games in the world, right? And Socom slowly fell off, and there hasn't been a Socom since Socom 4, right? But the fans didn't let Socom just die like that. There has been a group of players on PC that have created private servers that you're able to set up your PlayStation 3 on the right settings. You get into these private servers. Now that's just a lot of effort, right? You have to go find yourself a PlayStation 3, then you have to put the right settings in, and then you have to hope there's enough players on to actually play a match. But they do have like Socom nights and stuff like that, and there's a full community dedicated to this. But finally, we have something that I believe Socom fans are going to enjoy, which is Modern Warfare 2. Now, I was a little skeptical at first, but when I started playing this game, I will tell you guys, I have been having a blast. Now, it isn't full third person when you ADS, so you can hip fire as you guys are seeing in this gameplay, but once you guys do scope in, the difference between the two is that you actually ADS as you're in first person. At first, I thought, man, that's gonna be very clunky, but the way the guys over at Infinity Ward mesh the two between third person, and then when you do wanna scope in, you'll be ADS, actually worked very smooth. And there was only a couple complaints that I had about Modern Warfare. First was the shoulder swapping, which they did say that they are going to address before the game launches. They plan on addressing how it works. They're gonna make it a little bit more smooth, as right now, the only way to shoulder swap is almost stopping and going into a standstill. So they did say that, hey, you know what? We are going to adjust that. And then the other thing that really bothers me a little bit is the reloading. It's a little clunky sometimes. I think in general, that is kind of something that they need to address as a whole, not just in the third person. But overall, I will tell you guys, this has become one of my favorite third-person shooters in, I would say, a couple years. Now, you can say Division 1, Division 2, but I really like to classify those more as third-person RPG multiplayer games, right? They're more RPG based on your builds and stuff like that. And yes, they had some multiplayer modes. You had the Dark Zone, you had Last Stand, you had Skirmish. All great modes, all very fun, but none of them are really something you could compare to a game like Socom, right? Because totally different games. One is built off of gunplay skill, the other one's built off of gunplay skill, but more your builds, right? So that's why if you didn't have the right builds, you really couldn't compete with other players, right? Versus something like this, where Socom fans are used to, where you could just pick the right guns, you could just use almost any gun and you could do well because it's based on your skill. If you're good, you're good. If you're bad, you're bad, right? There is nothing in between. And honestly, that's why I have such high hopes for this game. It honestly is the closest thing we've had to Socom over the years. The one big difference is that now when we scope in, we ADS, right? But when you hit fire, same thing from the Division. It's a little bit more fast paced in the Division, and obviously there's kill streaks because it's Call of Duty's version on a third person shooter. It's not Socom. But I really feel that a lot of Socom fans are really gonna get into this game, and I can see a lot of veterans who played this game back in the day who, if they're still gaming, they're gonna get into this and they're gonna have a ton of fun with this game, as I am. And I gotta say, this is probably the first time that I honestly can say that I have a game that's gonna bring back those memories from back in the day. It may not bring all of them, right? Because Socom just has something special about it. But this right here, 100% is going to give me that experience. And I'm excited for this game to release. I'm excited for them to hopefully maybe add search and destroy, maybe add that escort game mode. A lot of those game modes in third person will work very well. And for a lot of those players who've been looking for that Socom experience that haven't been able to get it from any third person shooter, this is probably going to be the closest we get. And I feel like I've been waiting such a long time that when I did play this, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, wow, this could bring back a lot of those really good Socom memories that I had as a kid. And I can't wait to see what the future of Modern Warfare 2 third person mode brings. And maybe other developers catch on to this and realize, hold on, what Call of Duty just did with third person actually is something that we can do and even improve on it. Because remember, Call of Duty brings their own spin on things, and maybe this will light a fire under Sony to realize, you know what, we had something really good back in the day. Let's try it again and take a chance on the Socom franchise one more time. But we're gonna wrap up the video here, guys. Hopefully I see all of you guys in Modern Warfare 2 playing that third person mode, and I can just hope for Infinity Ward to expand on the game and hopefully bring us something amazing. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, hey, Nothing But Skills is out.